Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you are new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, make sure you click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate on the discussion, you can join me most weekdays where I go live on YouTube. Or if you'd like to reach me outside of YouTube, you could consider joining the Discord I've created. There is a link for that down in the description below. Also down in the description below is a link to a Pinterest board. A lot of times people ask me what meals I'm eating as I'm working towards my weight loss goal. And that Pinterest board is a great place to see the different meals and recipes that I've been enjoying. Today is day 941 of my challenge to lose 300 pounds. Through a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet, I have been able to lose over 255 pounds so far. If anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I love hearing those as well. If you are succeeding with your diet, let us know what you're doing to succeed. If you're struggling with your diet, let us know what's causing your struggles. Maybe we can help you out. And at the end of the day, what are some things that you are doing that will make staying on your diet easier than the alternative? Let's go ahead, switch over to the main screen here. Few people checking in. Janet, Ricky, and Pretty Girl's mom. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day today. I'm gonna go through here. I hope you had a great weekend. It was a long weekend with Memorial Day this weekend, and that kept us kind of busy. Had lots of fun outside and some fun inside this weekend as well. But I'll go over that here in a minute. Let me just see if I can figure out food since we were last on stream. I don't think I streamed on Friday. Did I stream Friday? Does anybody remember? I don't think I did though. So I'll go over food since Thursday here real quick. Plants Only Muncher, hello. Hope you're doing great. Hope you had a great weekend, but we'll just pull up food. So Thursday night's dinner was some Spanish rice for dinner. Then on Friday, we had our standard oatmeal for breakfast here. The savory oats with the spinach. Pretty Girl's mom says I did not go live on Friday. So this is all meals I've had since I last went live. This was breakfast on Friday. Trying to see if there's two of my daughters there. They had the day off of school on Friday, so they joined us at the office for a little bit. And they were enjoying their broccoli. There's not enough broccoli for me and Carrie to share our bags with them. We had to make them their own bag of broccoli. So that was them hanging out. Carrie says, hello, she's poolside with the kiddos. Yes, the kids are probably enjoying the swimming pool. I got that up and running for the weekend here, and they've been enjoying that. So let's see. So this was their breakfast. This was lunch for them, I guess. But then for me on Friday, this is Friday's lunch here. This was the standard lunch for us, potatoes and broccoli. I got a few photos that have nothing to do with weight loss here. And then I have dinner from Friday. This is something that we may add to our diet. We might not add to our diet. We had this at the Heartland Rooted pod. Plant Pure Nation pod that we went to. The meeting we went to. Carrie made some taquitos. She made them again for dinner last Friday. She used a different tortilla shell than she had before, so they kind of split a little bit differently. And then she also realized that she forgot a couple of the ingredients. I still enjoyed them, but they were missing the red pepper and the beans. So it was really just pretty much sweet potatoes that we had inside of the taquitos. Like I said, I still enjoyed them, but they probably would have been better if they were made with the correct recipe there. Janet here says she's cleaning out an old fridge to get picked up tomorrow. She's got a new fridge coming in. That is awesome. There's many days where me and Carrie wish we had a new fridge. But that's great. Hopefully it'll give you plenty of space. And now fridges, they come with all the fancy gadgets. So, and all the bells and whistles now that they have on them with the smart screens and the different options on them. Let's see. So Friday night, this was dinner. We had some taquitos. Then I guess I had some leftovers of this was a barley soup or a farro soup. It was originally one of the two, but then Carrie didn't have enough barley or farro, so then she just added barley or farro. Janet says the fridge is just a backup, so there's no bells or whistles on it, just something to keep things cold and some things frozen. Nice. Let's see. So Friday. Then on Saturday, I did not take a photo of my breakfast, but I would have had oatmeal for breakfast on Saturday and then broccoli and potatoes for lunch here. Then for dinner on Saturday, this is another meal that I've really been enjoying. This is eggplant with potatoes. I'm not sure what the name of the recipe is, but it's something that we've had quite a few times. Carrie picks up an eggplant every now and then, and right before it goes bad, she ends up using it and making this meal. And then I added a little bit of brown rice to it just to give a little bit more volume. So that's what this is here, is just me adding volume to the meal. Then we have breakfast on Sunday. Carrie says that the name of that is eggplant and potatoes in tomato sauce. It's on the Pinterest board, she says. So I really enjoy it. If you're looking for a way to use an eggplant, it's a great way to use it. Of the eggplant recipes we've had since starting this, it's probably my favorite one. Then on Sunday, breakfast, standard oatmeal with some broccoli to go with it. Then for lunch, I had potatoes and broccoli. Carrie went to the farmer's market this weekend and picked up some sprouts. And so Carrie says that the eggplant recipe is also really quick to make. So if you're looking for a quick recipe to make, that's a good one to do. So lunch on Sunday, I had our potatoes with broccoli, and then we threw some sprouts on there. Carrie might chime in with the different sprouts we had. I was amazed at the small amount of sprouts that I ended up putting on the potatoes, how much it changed the flavor of the dish just by having a small amount of sprouts on there. But yeah, that's what we had for lunch on Sunday. Let's see here. Then Sunday's dinner. This was the red lentil chili from Chef AJ's Reboot that I threw some brown rice into it to give it a little bit more volume. Decline that. To add a little bit more volume to that, but that doesn't need to have the brown rice added to it. It makes the recipe makes such a huge amount that you don't need to add any volume. You'll be eating it for a few days anyways. Pringle's mom said, did I like the change of taste with the sprouts? I did enjoy the change of taste with the sprouts. It was surprising that it made a difference. I feel like one of them, yeah, it was, Carrie says that it was maybe leek or lentil sprouts, and then we also had cilantro. Yeah, so yeah, I enjoyed it. It gave it a different flavor for a dish that I have kind of repetitively. Of course, this is going to do that when I hit the wrong buttons. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, all kinds of people trying to call me here. So yeah, but yeah, I did enjoy the change. And it's so funny. We've talked, me and Carrie have talked a lot about the potatoes and broccoli. And we put table tasty in it sometimes. We used California balsamics in it. Adding those sprouts in it gave it a different flavor. So far, I'm 940 days into this diet. We've had potatoes and broccoli very regularly throughout this whole time. And I never get sick of it. And I'm okay with eating it without any seasoning. So having seasoning or having the vinegar to put in it, it just adds to it on its own. And so it's awesome that I'm still excited about having potatoes and broccoli every day because I can change it up a little bit each day. Annette checking in here. Hello, Annette. Hope you had a great weekend. I'm just going through a bunch of the food that we had this weekend. The next thing I'm going to show here, I have no idea what it was called. Carrie had picked up a bunch of kale from the farmer's market this weekend. I believe that's where she got the kale, and she was worried that it was going to go bad. So she made a dish that we ate for dinner on Sunday, or we had with our dinner on Sunday. It was kale and mushrooms, and that's about all I know that was in it. Maybe Carrie will chime in with this. It's okay. So it's Chef AJ's kale for breakfast recipe is what we ended up having with our dinner on Sunday evening. But if you've had the Chef AJ's kale for breakfast recipe, that's what this was here. Then yesterday morning, oatmeal for breakfast, broccoli for breakfast dessert. And then Carrie had picked up a bunch of ears of corn. So we had a bunch of corn this weekend. Yesterday we had a bunch of corn. Then for lunch, it was potatoes and broccoli. That's it, all mixed up there. And then for dinner, I had a huge bowl of the red lentil chili from the Chef AJ's reboot we did. And I did not put any brown rice in it this time, but we did have a bunch of red lentil chili for dinner last night. Then today, oatmeal for breakfast. Did not take a photo of my broccoli, but I did have broccoli today. And then, I did take a photo of my broccoli. So there's my broccoli. And then for lunch, I had potatoes and broccoli. Used a little bit of the California balsamics, like smoked hickory flavor in the potatoes and broccoli today. So that was all of the food, the abundance of food that I ate this weekend. Everything that I ate was on plan. We didn't really go anywhere out in public that would have been, where I was around people that I would have been tempted or had that option to eat outside of my diet. So it was pretty easy to stay on diet this weekend. But I did eat a large volume of food. I checked my weight today. It is not where I would like it to be, but I'm still happy with the 255 pounds of weight that I've lost so far. Some of the things I wanted to talk about this weekend, was I had a couple non-scale victories. One of the things I was going to show here is a photo. I was just looking for a shirt to wear around the house, so I threw this shirt on, and Carrie took a photo of me in the shirt. And so this is like a 5XL tee or a 6XL t-shirt that I bought from a big and tall store around me on the clearance rack. But the shirt is just massive on me. I don't know if it shows very well here how big the shirt was or is, but that used to be tight around my waist, and my belly would stick out from the bottom of it. So it's quite a bit different now than it was when I used to wear that. Annette here says, you had a great weekend. That's awesome, Annette. It wasn't a holiday weekend here in Canada, but your town's Apple Blossom Festival, and so that you had a lot of fun with that. That's great, getting out, and I'm sure that there's lots of things to see out and about that. Annette says, my head looks so tiny here. Yes, I am so tiny in that shirt. It's crazy how much difference it makes there. Tennessee Yoga Girl says, hi everyone. You're making oatmeal pancakes, delicious. You added some cooked mashed butternut squash to the recipe and blueberries. It's delicious. Says I look amazingly healthy. Thank you. Go broccoli and potatoes. Yes, go broccoli and potatoes. Absolutely. And so that was one of the things I was going to show you from this weekend. The other thing, I didn't really get a good video of it or picture of it. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing that happened this weekend. My son had asked if he could go to a place near us that is like this fun zone trampoline park. They have trampolines. They have some slides that kids can do. They have bumper cars. They have climbing walls. They have this elevated ropes course that you can do, and laser tag and video games, arcades, things like that. And my son and his friend wanted to go to this place on Saturday. And so I took them out there and was just kind of supervising them while they were running around having fun. And one of the things that they were doing was this ropes course that is elevated, that you tether to a thing on the ceiling, and then you can walk around to the different areas on different types of platforms. And the guy that was hooking up everything for my kids asked if I wanted to try doing it, and so I said sure, why not, figuring it's something I never would have done when I was at my heaviest. So I took a few photos. Like I said, it was very impromptu, so I wasn't expecting to be doing this. But this is actually a photo of my son out there doing it. And then I'm actually out there right now getting ready to go walk on the things. And you can see we're kind of up above the rest of the area. There's lots of different obstacles to climb over. There's some tires that were probably the easiest thing to climb across. There was it's very hard to see here, but there were these almost like swings that you had to stand on that I had got on. Here you go. This might be a better view. It's a little bit blurry, but this was probably the most difficult things to walk on. I definitely bit off more than I expected when I said, okay, I'll go do it. It was much more nerve-wracking than I expected. But it was fun. It was cool to be out there doing that stuff and to be able to do those things. There was some other things at the place that I didn't end up doing, but my son had come up and asked me at one point. He was like, are you over 275 pounds? And I was like, no, I'm under 275 now. And he's like, oh, you could do the slides with us then if you wanted to. And he kind of, at the end of the day when we were done doing things, he had made a comment to me about how he was happy that I was able to do things with him like that. And it was kind of fun. It's definitely something that I would not have even considered doing it. They wouldn't even offer to let me do it at 520 pounds. But it was kind of cool to get out there and do it. And my phone keeps, oh, you know what? It's on, hold on. It's on this battery saver thing. How do I turn that off? I don't know how to turn the battery saver thing off. Maybe if I just keep it up, it'll stay going. There we go. And so, yeah, getting out there, doing that, being able to do it, even having it as an option of something to do is pretty awesome. And that was a lot of fun. And it gets me excited about the possibility of doing other things. There's, if you look on the very far back, and there's like a spider web thing where you had to kind of walk across that sideways, doing something like that, is definitely not something I would have been even able to try to do. And I was able to get across there. There was definitely a couple of the different ways after I did them. I was like, I don't want to go back that way. I'll go a different way. And there was some other kids there there was one other kid that he was a bigger kid for his age, but he definitely was got scared real quick. He came through about 3 different sections and made it, and then he got to a point where all of the sections were much more difficult and kind of went back the way that he had started there. Let's see. Annette said your husband made spaghetti sauce today. He had noodles and you had raw zucchini spirals. That's great. You know what? The zucchini spirals sound delicious. I would pick them over the noodles any day. Janet here says that they were at the JP retreat in Chicago this weekend and you did cartwheels on the lawn. There you go, doing some cartwheels. That's awesome. Yes, that's amazing. And if you haven't seen my YouTube short video of me doing a cartwheel, go check it out. And let's see. Hello, Christy. Hope you're doing great. And that says, way to go. Yeah, I was real happy with doing that. That was kind of cool that I got a chance to do it and actually participate. Plants Only Buncher here says, what your son said to you is a really big off-scale victory. It is. It's probably one of the best off-scale victories I could have gotten for him to be, to make a comment like that and just, for him to see the noticeable difference that it's made in my life, and to be able to do things like that, and in all honesty, when I was 520 pounds, I probably wouldn't have even offered to take him to this place for him to go and hang out with his buddy and have fun. Janet says that I was your inspiration to try cartwheels. That's awesome. I hope you didn't damage anything or sprain anything. I know doing this ropes course thing I did for the next day or so, my ankles and my knees kind of, that wasn't like a constant pain, but every now and then I would be like, oh, maybe that hurts a little bit because of the twisting of my ankles on that ropes course. But yes, I hope everybody survived it, and I hope everybody had fun as well. Let's see, the other photo that I was going to maybe show, or I guess what I was going to talk about, not so much show, was, there's 2 things I definitely going to talk about. The one was, this weekend was a long weekend for us, and I have, I've always kind of, not always, but for a big part of my life, I've been around swimming pools. And when I was younger, I used to help build swimming pools. I sold pool chemicals and things like that throughout the year. And this weekend is a big weekend for swimming pools. If you have a swimming pool, you want to have it up and running, this first long weekend of the summer. It's like the first weekend of the summer. And then, you know, you want to try to have it running this weekend, 4th of July weekend in the States here, you know, and then through to, you know, Labor Day if possible. And so something that I've been working on slowly over the past month is getting things set up so that my swimming pool would be ready for this weekend. And so I'd spent a lot of time kind of cleaning out the debris that had been in the swimming pool. And it's a long process because every time I go in to get some of the debris out, it stirs everything up and I have to wait for it to settle again. So, but something that I was able to get done this weekend was to get our swimming pool up and running so that my kids could get out there and enjoy the swimming pool, and that I could get out there and enjoy the swimming pool. And it's something that in the past, again, you know, it's the differences between being 265 pounds and 520 pounds. I wouldn't have done that effort to get the pool ready so that it would be in a position where I could get it ready for this weekend. And I wouldn't have taken that effort. I wouldn't have had the effort to put into it. I wouldn't have had the energy to put the effort into having it ready and taking the time to do the things, to make sure that things were set up so that we could go swimming this weekend. It was a little bit cold, but it was still something where the kids were able to get out and go swimming. And it's going to improve them. You know, they're out there at the swimming pool again today. And my goal, or my quest is going to be, you know, how long can I keep the swimming pool usable? How long can I keep it from the algae taking over and things like that? But it's a task that I'll have to maintain and keep up to. And Carrie says that John was, yes, I was able to go out and go swimming with them as well. When we first bought this swimming pool, I was 520 pounds, and it's an above ground swimming pool, and it's got kind of like a metal outside skeleton, but kind of a thick liner for the walls. It's not like a metal above ground pool. It's like a vinyl above ground pool. And so when we first got this pool, I was afraid every single time that I climbed up the ladder that I was going to break the pool. That I would have to climb up and like my whole body would be like gripping the side rails so tight, and I'd be like, I could feel the wall kind of giving to my body weight. And now I'm able to kind of hop up there and hop into the pool. I didn't want to hop right into the pool because it was so cold, but I was able to do that, and in the past, I definitely would not have been able to do that. So it was great to be able to have that up and going. It not only improved, it improves my kids' lives. It's more things that improve my kids' lives, what keeps me motivated to keep doing this and to continue to make health a priority, which is the title of today's stream. That's something where, that last week I didn't have the weigh-in result that I wanted. This week, I'm probably not going to have the weigh-in result that I wanted. But if I continue to make health a priority, it doesn't matter what the scale says, as long as the food that I'm putting in my body is health promoting food, I'm going to eventually become a healthy person in the end. The other thing that I was going to talk about on today's stream was that I had a visitor at our house this weekend. Carrie's mom came and visited us. So my mother-in-law came and visited with us this weekend to hang out with the kids. It had been a few months since she had seen them, so she wanted to come up and visit and hang out. And so she came up. She had a little bit of car trouble, but she finally made it up to the house, and we hung out. And one of the things that she was very happy to talk about is that, and it's something you guys might not know, is that me and Carrie started this weight loss thing, or I started this challenge in November of 2020. And in December of 2020 is when we decided to start eating a plant-based diet, or when Carrie switched over to eating a plant-based diet. And we ate a plant-based diet for a few months. I lost a lot of weight through the water fasting, was continuing to lose weight through a plant-based diet. And after really just a few months, Carrie's parents had seen a noticeable difference in us, and had some other things where they were concerned about their health. And so they, on kind of, because we were doing it, they adopted a plant-based diet. And so they've started to eat a whole food plant-based diet, very low oil, salt, sugar. They do have some of those things, but it's not a big part of their diet. They're focused a lot on eating a plant-based diet like me and Carrie are eating. And so when she came up to visit, she was very excited to let me know that both my mother-in-law and father-in-law had recently went to see their doctor and had their blood work done. And they both came back with perfect numbers across the board. And so they were extremely happy to be able to say that, because they are getting older and they're concerned about their health. And, they have family and siblings that are seeing, some issues with their health, and they're trying to avoid having those issues. And so for them to go to the doctor and have any of the numbers that in the past were an issue to be in the green this time, and to just have the doctor be able to look at their blood and just give them a clean bill of health. She was extremely excited to be able to talk about that. And I wanted to share that with you guys, because, it's incredible the difference eating this way makes, and the health promoting nature of this diet is incredible. And there's so many health things that they've had concerns with over the years, with like arthritis and things like that. So I know that they've seen lots of relief for, in other ways as well. But yes, Carrie says, go mom, she may be listening. Yes, Pat does like to listen, and dad, but he doesn't listen. Yes. Well, he must listen a little bit. He started eating this way, or maybe it was your mom pushing him to eat this way and he did it begrudgingly. But I think he enjoys the healthfulness that he feels from eating this way. Let's see. So the swimming, the health. The other thing I was going to talk about too is, again, there's so many wonderful things that are happening because I've lost the weight. And really, I feel like these last 10 to 20 pounds that I've lost, I've felt even more of a difference in my overall healthfulness. Carrie here says that her dad didn't come up this weekend. He was at another family function where they live. And he had some of his family members were asking him about his diet at their Memorial Day picnic. Yeah, that would be awesome if some of them decided to give it a shot. It's worth giving a shot. If you haven't given eating a whole food plant-based diet a chance for a few weeks, I definitely recommend you give it a chance for a few weeks. So the couple other things I wanted to talk about, more non-scale victories. So the shorts that I'm having on, I don't think I wore these shorts last week. I might have worn these last week. I don't think I talked about them, but I had gone to Goodwill a month or two ago, and I picked up 4 or 5 pairs of shorts, it was a couple pairs of pants and a couple pairs of shorts that I picked up. And when I picked up the clothing, I picked up a variety of sizes. I think the largest pair of shorts or pants I bought were a size 42. And then I bought a few size 40 pairs of shorts. And then I bought one pair of shorts that was a size 38. And I'm really excited. When I tried the 38s on, they didn't really fit that great. I could get them on, but they weren't. They kind of had a snap button that I was worried I was going to pop the button with any movement. And I'm excited that I'm wearing those. I'm wearing those shorts now. I'm wearing size 38 shorts right now, and um, that's really an incredible thing for me to be able to say, because I was wearing size 60 plus pants before. And so to be in the 30s is honestly a number that I didn't even consider that I would be wearing when I started this, wearing size 38 pants and wearing size extra large shirts. I thought that, at my goal weight, I would be wearing 2XL shirts and I'd be wearing size 42-inch waist. And um, so yes, I'm very excited that I am wearing a size 38. Carrie says she didn't know that. That's awesome. Yes, the shorts I'm wearing are my size 38s. I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, it's just awesome to be able to wear normal size clothing, and it's or getting to the point where I'm almost to wearing normal size clothing, I guess. So, and it's really crazy. Like, I don't know what my waist will get to. If I'm at, a 38-inch waist now and I still have 40 pounds to lose, will I get down to a 36 or a 34-inch waist? Like, that's not, that's, those are odd numbers to even think of for me, to consider having pants that short. The other big thing that I wanted to talk about, and I talked a little bit about with dealing with the swimming pool and getting that ready and just having the energy and the ability to put the effort into getting that ready. But one of the other things, I have a lot of other yard work that needs to be done around the house. And one of those things is, so for a large majority of my yard, I will use the riding lawnmower and I'll cut kind of big parts of my yard. But there's areas around trees and some gardens and some bushes that I can't really get my riding mower very close to. And so I have to use my push mower to go out and cut around the trees. And there's all kinds of different places in my yard that I have to go and do this cutting. And so this weekend I was getting things ready and I needed to mow around the swimming pool area. And when I got the push mower out, I did that. It was real quick and real easy. And so then I decided to just go ahead and cut around. We have a couple apple trees in our yard and a couple other spots where there's some trees. And to just go ahead, grab the lawnmower, run over and do that real quick. And it was amazing. When I'm not carrying around an additional 260 pounds, how easy some of these things are. In my head, push mowing is a difficult task, and it is a difficult task, or it's a task that requires people to exert some amount of energy. But when you're 520 pounds, it's even more of a difficult task than it is for everybody else. And being able to go out there and to push mow my yard and realize that, like, the amount of effort I'm having to put out to walk around and the effort of pushing the lawnmower around is less effort than I would have had to have exerted to just walk around without a push mower before. Like, that push mower isn't adding 250 pounds worth of, resistance to my walking around and cutting the grass. And just amazing how much more I'm able to get done and accomplish with this newer, lighter body that I have. Michael Simmons here says it's fun buying jeans and shorts at regular stores. Wear a 38 waist too. Yeah, I was happy uh, to be able to go to Goodwill and be able to find something. For me, I was going to like J.C. Penney's had a big and tall section. I think it was called Foundry. There was a place here called DXL. There's online, there was some like Kings something that I would order clothing from, but I'd have to go to these like specialty stores, and then to buy a regular t-shirt, it would be like a ridiculous price. And so everything was really expensive, and there was never really any options to go to a thrift store and to just buy something, or to buy, a more mass produced thing. So yes, it's awesome. I'm excited that I'm got a 38 waist. I don't know that I would be able to fit into a 38 waist in every pair of pants, but I can fit in these pair of shorts that are a size 38. Plants Only Muncher says lots of great non-scale victories this week. Yeah, I had a lot of non-scale victories, I felt like, this weekend. I got one more that I'm going to talk about too. Annette here says, isn't it great? You mowed the grass for 2.5 hours today too. That's awesome. And it's fun to be able to get it done. And the yards, it really does look nice when everything's cut, everything's trimmed. I still have a lot of work to do in one of the gardens that we have let kind of nature take over. That'll be a weekend project, one of these upcoming weekends that I'll have to deal with. But yeah, it was really great to get out and to accomplish that, and to make my yard look nicer too. I mean, it was so the other things, the other thing I was going to talk about was I guess it's a non-scale victory, but it's an activity bonus victory. My let's see, Monique says, way to go, Jonathan. You were surprised that you fit into your size 12 capris. That's awesome that you got into your capris. Yes, it's always great when you can get into a size you didn't think you were going to get into. When I put that extra large shirt on at the store and it fit, that was probably one of the best feelings in the world, is that I was able to wear that, because I was not expecting it to even come close to fitting. The last non-scale victory was another thing with my son. He has, so with his Boy Scout troop, they have a project in our town where they put out flags for 5 different holidays here they put flags out for Memorial Day and the 4th of July, and then for Flag Day, and then they put them out maybe for Labor Day. And there's another day, I can't think of what it is, but there's a bunch of holidays that they put these flags out throughout our town. And so they have a crew of boys that goes out in the morning. They put the flags out in people's yard, and then in the evening, another crew of boys comes out and they pick up all the flags, and then they put them in their storage unit. And the storage facility is like a mile away from our house. And we were getting ready to go yesterday, and I had made a comment to my son about, hey, after we get these flags done, do you want to go for a bike ride after we get done? And he was like, well, we could just ride our bikes to the flags. And I was like, yeah, I guess we could. The roads are a little bit more, there's not any bike paths, so you have to kind of go on the road, but it was probably a mile or less from our house to get up to where these flags were. So me and my son hopped on our bikes, and we rode our bikes over to the storage unit to do flags. And it was kind of a fun thing to do with him. Again, it was some activity that I definitely would not have done at 520 pounds. And it was good to get out and do that this weekend. I got a little sweaty doing it, and we didn't really ride very hard or very fast, but and the Boy Scouts at the flag thing, they said that they thought we were the first people to ever ride our bikes to the flags, which I thought was funny, because it is kind of out. The place where the flags are stored is kind of out in the country, but I also live out in the country, so it wasn't that foreign for me or us to ride our bikes. And when I was a kid, I would have been riding my bikes all over those roads, but they don't seem to do that as much these days. So yeah, I had all kinds of non-scale victories from this weekend. We had the swimming and the yard work, and doing the ropes course thing was a lot of fun. Riding the bike was awesome. And just really a great weekend, and it's coming off of a week where I gained a couple pounds, and where I'm a week now where I'm probably not going to lose any weight. I may gain. I don't know what the scale will do tomorrow, but all of those things are so amazing. It's so awesome that I had this weekend. It really was a fun weekend this past weekend, and just how much different that weekend would have been if I was 520 pounds, or how much, and Carrie says it was such a nice weekend. Yeah, the weather was really nice, and it was fairly relaxed weekend. Carrie was able to go to the farmer's market and do some shopping, and I got some yard stuff done, and yeah, it was a good weekend. And so but how much different that weekend would have been. The weather still would have been nice, but I probably wouldn't have had the swimming pool up and running. The yard wouldn't have looked as good as it looks. I wouldn't have gone to the park with my kid, the indoor park with my kid. I wouldn't have gone for the bike ride with my kid. It would have just been me sitting on the couch at home, staring at my phone, watching YouTube videos about people losing weight, or, trying to figure out how to lose weight. And instead, I got to do all those amazing things. And I'm not concerned about the weight, because the weight's going to come off. That's something that I determined a long time ago, that regardless of how long it takes, eventually the weight is going to come off. I'm going to be a healthy weight as long as I continue to eat this way. It's going to happen. Some weeks I'll lose 1 or 2 pounds, and some weeks I won't lose any weight, but eventually I'm going to get to the point where I'm a healthy weight, and I'm having a lot of fun on my way down there right now. I see a lot of people that get this far. Well, if you guys know anybody that has been recording or showing their weight loss for, 935 days, 940 days, like I have been, I'd love to see them, because I want to know what they're doing too. But a lot of the people that I see, once they get to that 10-month mark, maybe a year, they really start to struggle with the diet, and to stay on their diet, and to stay consistent. And I truly believe that a huge portion of it is because they are under eating. They are not eating a large enough volume of food, and their body cannot continue to eat that low volume of food, or their body's adjusted to, now that they're, because they're eating such a low volume of food, that they have to, their body's calories, their metabolic rate slows down so much that it can't, that they can't eat that same amount of food and still lose weight. And for me, eating this volume diet, has really helped me to stick to it, and to not have those difficulties that I used to have in the past. I don't have concern, like, I gained a couple pounds, it wasn't because I did anything wrong, and I'm gonna lose a couple pounds, and it's not because I did anything different. It's just that I stuck to the plan the entire time. And that consistency of sticking to the plan is going to get me where I want to be. And Monique here says, you're in such a great place in yourself. I really feel amazing with in my skin, in my body. I can feel like my bones. I can just feel so healthy. I feel so much more mobile that I can jog for 100 yards if I need to jog for 100 yards, and I'm not going to be winded. And what was the other thing? Oh, me and Carrie, we were talking about our resting heart rates, and she was checking her resting heart rate, or she wanted to see what her resting heart rate got to when she was sleeping. And so she was wearing her Apple Watch, and then I looked at mine because I wear this Garmin watch that I really kind of attribute to. One of the reasons why I started this was because I got this Garmin watch on an Amazon deal, and the watch tells me what my heart rate is. And so when I was at 520 pounds, I would walk up a flight of steps and my heart rate would spike. And then I would look at my watch and it would say my heart rate was at like 130 or 140 beats per minute. And I realized that there was an issue. I knew there was an issue, but it like put an alarm bell in my face that said, hey, this shouldn't be happening. So, yeah, we were looking at our resting heart rates, and it's amazing. Like my resting heart rate when I'm asleep is in like the 40s, which is just awesome, because when I was awake before, it would be in the 80s or 90s or above 100 a lot of times. So to have that, I'm feeling great with the diet and where I'm at with things, and the other point I wanted to get across today too, with, being into a diet, being 900 days into a diet and not struggling like I thought I would be struggling. But I think that my mentality or my mindset has played a huge part of it. And Carrie's actually Healthy Hearts. Yes, Carrie's was very low as well. Carrie's was in the mid to low 40s as well. So we both have a very low resting heart rate when we're asleep. The other place I think people fail, or where they get screwed up in the head with their diet or with their with this, is focusing on the weight loss and tying the success to the scale. And the mindset when I started this diet, is that I wanted to not be sick anymore. And not being sick anymore is being healthier. I wanted to be healthier. And in my mind, the thing that was making me unhealthy was the weight. The fact that I was 520 pounds was what made me unhealthy. So I wanted to do whatever I could to get rid of the weight, to remove the weight, because the weight was causing the unhealthiness and I wanted to become healthy. And what I've learned over these 900 days is that the weight was unhealthy, but it was what I was eating. It was my diet that was making me unhealthy. And if I continued to worry only about the scale and only about the pounds coming off, then I wouldn't, when it slows down, I lose that focus. I lose, if what I was doing was working and then all of a sudden it doesn't work, then you get frustrated and you start trying to change things and you start trying to adjust your diet and, start removing things and lower the volume of the diet. And that's the mistake you make because you're focused so much on the scale. And what I found is that my mindset pretty quickly when I started this change to the healthfulness of the food that I'm eating. The weight coming off on the scale is going to happen if the food that I eat is the most healthful choice that I can make. If I'm choosing to eat healthy foods, then eventually I'm going to be a healthy person. You are what you eat. If you eat processed crap, you're going to turn into processed crap. If you eat healthy foods, you're going to turn into a healthy person. And so when I first started, my main focus was how much weight can I lose? How fast can I lose it? I realized that the food that I was choosing to eat was making me feel so good that even if I never lost another pound, if I felt that good, that the food was worth eating. And I have felt that way for probably over the last 100 pounds of weight loss. Like from probably since I was around 400 pounds, since I lost about 120 pounds, my mindset changed to the weight's going to come off and I'm going to be happy when the weight comes off. But if everything I put in my body is healthy, then I'm going to continue to feel amazing and feel healthy. And that is what I wanted. I wanted to feel healthy. Regardless, if I was 520 pounds and I felt as healthy as I feel right now, then I probably wouldn't have started a diet, but I also know that I can feel healthier than I'm feeling now. When I get to, because the weight does affect it in the end, like I'm as healthy as I possibly can because of my diet. And as the weight comes off, I'm just going to become more comfortable in my body and healthier in my body. So, and yeah, I just feel amazing about things right now, but I should probably get going. Monique says you got that right. Is maybe you are what you eat. Yeah. But yeah, you got to eat healthy foods, and I feel so good. Like, yeah, it's wild. It's 940 days, and I still feel amazing. I still feel like I'm on day one of my diet. I do not feel dragged down by it. I don't have temptations. It's amazing. Like the getting to eat a large volume of food. Like I'm full right now. Like I had a ton of food today, and if I didn't eat again tonight, I would still be happy. Like I think that what happens in a lot of these other diets is you're constantly starving. And so if you end up having to miss or skip a meal, it becomes this catastrophic event in your life that you have to, that you end up talking yourself into making up for. Oh, I didn't have dinner, so I guess I can stop by the fast food restaurant because I went an extra hour. So I deserve those extra 2,000 calories because I didn't eat for an extra hour, but, but yeah, I hope you guys all had a great weekend. I really did have a good weekend. And I will be on the scale tomorrow for weigh-in Wednesday. I don't know if I will have a live stream tomorrow. If I do, it'll likely be a later live stream like today. But I will have to, you'll have to see tomorrow, I guess. But I'll definitely do a weigh-in video, as sad as it will be. And we will do, we'll be on for Thursday for sure. I don't think there's anything getting in the way from Thursday. Pretty Girl's mom says, great show today, Jonathan. Thanks, Pretty Girl's mom. Hope you have a great evening. Yes, I'm going to get out of here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't clicked on the bell icon so you get alerted to when I go live or post new videos, make sure that you click on the bell icon. If you have not hit the thumbs up on this video, hit the thumbs up on the video, give it a like. And if you have not started your diet yet, get started right now. There's nothing coming up that is more important than your health or your overall well-being. There's nobody that reaches their goals that wishes they would have waited. Everybody who reaches their goals looks back and wishes they would have started sooner. I am 40 pounds away from my goal. I wish every day that I would have started this at least 6 months sooner when I found out I was over 500 pounds. I'd be that much closer to my goal. But thanks, everybody. Annette, Pretty Girl's mom, Monique, Carrie, Plants Only Muncher, all you guys that were in chat today, Janet, you guys are awesome. Everybody that chats and comments after the fact, I appreciate you as well. So you guys all have a great day. We will talk to you later.